Good morning, everyone. It's great to see you all here today for this webinar about the amazing new product called B.R.I.N, who can help every small business in the country to deliver success in their business. That's why this is called Unlocking Small Business Success. It is a very powerful tool to transform small businesses, boost their productivity, and really get them going. So without further ado, let's dive straight in. We'll start off with a quote from Richard Branson. Success in business is about working with others and supporting one another. Together we can accomplish more than we ever could alone. Yeah, Richard Branson quoted that a few years ago. In 2013, the Harvard Business Review first coined the term collaboration is a new competition, because by collaborating, you can go further than you ever could alone. So welcome all the accountants on the call today, plus other people. We know that there's other people like insurance people, support people, consultants, etc. So here's a quick couple of questions for you. Are your clients struggling with time-consuming admin tasks? We know that vast majority of small businesses struggle with keeping their admin up to date. They'll go out, they'll do a day's work, or they'll be busy trying to run their business, and then they have to deal with the admin. Lack of organisation. Most people who start a small business start it because they've got a good idea, or they want to go out on their own. An electrician takes 4 years to train to be an electrician, but it takes no time at all to become a businessman. And a lot of people don't realise what it actually means to be in business until they actually start running a business. And then they realise how much of a job running a business actually is. And this is why we end up with a lack of organisation, because people don't actually plan their business from the start. They start their business and then plan what they're going to do afterwards. And one thing that we see with a lot of small businesses is that they don't see the profits that they really feel they should deserve from all the hard work they put in, because running a small business is not easy. So today we're going to demonstrate our first product, the Solo Explorer, which really revolutionises how small businesses can be developed and taken forward with fairly straightforward steps. So first of all, let's meet the experts. There's myself, Colin Jolliffe. I've been a consultant now for about 23 years, working in various different types of businesses, turning businesses around, transforming them, helping small startups go from 0 to 6 million in 3 years, and looking at systems, processes, delivery, and ensuring that the business delivers what it says it's going to deliver. Next is Alison Jolliffe.
So I'm Alison, and I've been in business. I've worked a lot with business insights and understanding the business owner and why they get into problems. I come from a nursing background, so I'm always wanting to help people. And my vision was about helping as many small business owners to develop their business, having high quality business consultancy advice and support that they could not afford to pay for. So this system is developed with the small business owner in mind, because we really understand what they face and how to simplify and make it easy for them.
And the other thing that Alison Jolliffe, known as, is the queen of efficiency. She did have a crown at one point, so she loves to simplify things. Whereas me, coming from a consultancy background, I like to complicate everything. I like to make everything big, long, big words. So Alison just then goes, nope, you can't have that. We're going to make this easy. And that's what B.R.I.N does. B.R.I.N stands for Business Review in a Nutshell. What does B.R.I.N do? He helps a small business owner on their journey because this is very much a journey of discovery, and he helps them to find out all about their business, things that they would have never probably discovered on their own or taken years to discover. B.R.I.A.N can uncover in a matter of an hour or so. So let's move on to the next slide. Trusted advisor. That's what you really are. You're a trusted advisor to your clients. They come to you, they believe in you, and they ask advice because they don't know who else to turn to. And that's where our platform really can support you and your customers. How does it do that? It does it in a very straightforward way, actually, and it is very simple. The one thing that Alison's always insisted on is this system has to be simple to use. We don't want to baffle people. We don't want to confuse people. It has to be simple. And we worked with a different consultants who looked at it and went, it's very simple, isn't it? It's very simplistic. That's the whole idea. It's not meant to be there to baffle, confuse, or cause issues. It's there to help the business owner, not baffle him. How does it do that? Well, the first thing we need to do is take you through the comprehensive assessment. And once you've been through that assessment, which can take 2 or 3 hours, it can take as little as an hour. You can break it down into different chunks. So there's 12 different sections, and you can stop after each section. So you could take a week to do it. You could take a couple of hours to do it. The choice really is the client's. The client is in control at all times. So how does that really help with yourselves? The one thing it does is it shows your clients that you care about them by giving them this support, which then shows them how they can help themselves in their business to drive their business forward. So it's a real referral opportunity as well, because the more clients that we have coming onto this system, the more referrals there will be from us to people like yourselves. So it benefits both you, us, and your clients. The other thing it does is, in this time of uncertainty, especially with the cost of living crisis following on from the COVID crisis, it will ensure client retention, because it means that you're much more likely to have a client there at the end of the year, and the client will be much happier that you've actually helped them in this way. And one of the things, well, there's many things that this system does. How does it differ from face-to-face consultancy? Well, one of the things, it's a fraction of the cost. Because it's online, because we put all the effort in the first place, it makes it actually easy for the client to use it going forward. What do they get out of it? Well, they save time, they save cost, it's very straightforward, and at the end of it, they get an action list, a list of the actions that they need to take to drive their business forward. How do we do that? We'll come into that in a sec. So let's meet B.R.I.A.N. I know I've already introduced him as B.R.I.A.N. Business Review in a nutshell. Let's talk a little bit more about B.R.I.A.N. B.R.I.A.N. is based on a system called Six Sigma. How does Six Sigma work? It's a way that businesses can transform their business by taking their problems and finding solutions for them in a systematic and controlled manner. The way that Six Sigma works is it's called DMAKE, define, measure, analyze, improve, control. And that's really the basis of this. But what we're showing you here is how he identifies the problems, offers solutions, empowers the clients, and reduces their time spent doing things that they don't want to do. And B.R.I.A.N. is excellent at doing this job. How does he do it? He dives straight into a company. He looks at that company's answers and really analyses where that company is now and where it could be in the future. When I've done face-to-face reviews on businesses. It can take a day, it can take a month, and cost thousands. This one with B.R.I.A.N, you're looking at 2-3 hours tops, really. Costs £200 plus that. And it's such a straightforward process, and the clients get so much out of it. So it really empowers the clients. It identifies their problems, it offers them solutions, and saves them time. Like I've said, this system is just £200 plus VAT. How can we do it for that? We do it for that because we believe that's what most small business owners can afford to do. It's basically a coffee a day for a month. So it's a very, very cost-effective process that gives massive, massive rewards from the actual doing the process. The quality of the insights, basically, as Alison said when we started this process, we've got to suck everything out of your brain and other people's brains and put it into the system, and that's exactly what we've done. So that's how we've managed to produce such a high quality system. And as it says here, it overcomes the financial barriers because it is so cost effective. Right, empowering small businesses. First thing, identify challenges, provide the support, client success. It's as straightforward as that. I can't stress this enough, really, just how straightforward this is. And once they've done the Solo Explorer to actually find out where they are with their business, should they want to, the next system that's coming through is the guided trail. And that is where they not only get the help of what they need to do, it tells them why they should do it, what they'll get out of doing it, how to do it, and coming shortly will be all the documentations to do it. So we couldn't make it any simpler if we tried. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to play a video of Alison demonstrating the system. Now, this system can be used on any kind of computer, tablet, phone, so it can be done anywhere, really, and it really is that versatile. So let me take you through to the video now.
Hello, I'm Alison Jolliffe. You may know me by Alison Jenkins. I've just recently got married. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through what your clients will see with an explanation of why we've built in what we've built, because everything is built with purpose. So here we ask clients what they want to do, not what you want them to do, not what I want them to do. It's got to be important to them. So they have a drop-down box here, and they can choose what they want. Are they looking for more sales? Do they want larger contracts, or do they not know what they want? This dictates how we set them off on a pathway, because it means it needs to be really important, and that will follow them through, right through to the actions that are given in the sequencing. So let's say we're going for larger contracts and we submit that. Then we ask them, are they looking to tender? A lot of businesses secretly would love to get to the stage of wanting to tender, but we do what's called get tender ready, because you can't just walk in and be ready to tender. So if we know that a business would like to do that, we will be looking out for things that we know they have to do in order to be accepted for a contract to tender. So yes, within the next year, and we submit. Now we look at their long-term business, because if they're looking with a purpose of selling their business on in the future, or handing it on to a different generation, or even going to just close their business, we need to know now, because a lot of times people come within a year of retirement and what they say is, oh, I'm looking to sell my business. but they don't actually have a business to sell because they have not put in the structures to be able to sell those businesses. So we help them identify what they need to do. So this one wants to pass it on to another member in the generation, Dan. So we need to be looking at that. Okay, here's Brian. He's going to take them through the journey. Now we start by asking questions. The questions we ask cover 12 key areas of their business, the areas that are relevant to them. The important thing is honesty, because if people do not answer these questions honestly, we can't give them an honest action plan. It's a bit like going to the doctor and not telling them what's wrong with you and then expecting the doctor to diagnose you. It won't happen. So let's begin. Why have we made these questions so easy? You might look at this and think they're really simple. Let me tell you, making business simple is very complex behind the scenes, because business is not simple. But we know 22% of people who go for professional advice about running their business can't even interpret what is being asked of them. So unless you can make it simple for them to understand what we're asking, we are never going to be able to help them do the actions that are relevant. So cash flow forecasting, okay, they never do it. That's really key to us. And then Brian gives them a response. Brian helps them see why cash flow forecasting is important to their business. Then we ask the next question. So this looks about their financial accounts. They have none of these. And then we submit. And you see, then we say, consider getting a bookkeeper or an accountant. How many people think they can do a professional role, yet they sit for hours doing what a bookkeeper or an accountant would do in 10 minutes? We encourage them to use professionals and outsource their time and use their time productively and efficiently so that they spend their resources of their time wisely and utilise professional time. So we've seen a few questions, and these range throughout their premises, their vehicles, staff if they've got them, and we ask different questions. What we're really doing is eliciting what is going on in their business and where they can make the improvements and what improvements they can make that might be very small but have a big impact. Because that is what we're looking to do, is to get to the end and say, these actions will make a difference to your business. When they get the action list, this is what they'll get. They can see exactly what the urgency of the action is. So urgency is about, is your business going to be protected or survive? Are you going to get into problems with the law? They're usually that nature when they're of an urgent thing to do, or to protect their income streams. And they can tap. So this one they're doing, it's in progress. This one they've completed. And as they complete this, another action moves in. We don't overface them. Have you ever given somebody a list of 20 things to go and do? How many will get done? Well, I can tell you probably one if you're lucky, and that's if you're really lucky. If you give people a small amount of things to do, they are much more likely to complete it. We don't want to overwhelm clients. We want to take them on a journey of putting these actions in. Business is a journey. How your business is when it starts is not how it'll end up. It's about taking one step after the next in a logical sequence to lead to a successful business. So when we look at this, this is what you'll see on the guided trail. This is the next level of helping somebody implement their actions. Okay, the important thing about your actions, it's not just knowing what I have to do. How many people have actually said to their clients, do this, and they come back the next month, the next year, they've not done it? Why? Ask yourself why. Well, I can tell you why. It's because either they don't know the importance of doing it or they don't understand how to do it. We know from surveys that 22% of that information given to them is not received. So here we answer why the action is required and how it benefits their business. Now that is key, how it benefits their business. Because if they don't understand what it will give them, why on earth would they do it? It's just another chore for them. But if they understand, if I put this in, it will protect my business, and a lot of this is about protecting their business, they're much more likely to do it. And then you can swivel the card. So here they have additional resources. They have a one-page summary, which actually is often a lot more than a one-page summary, depending upon the topic. In that, it gives them key information that is very relevant to the very specific action. It does not go off on all the other subjects. It keeps them focused. It keeps them with a list of what do they need to consider to do this action. We need to make sure it's right for their business. And that is really important. We help them with templates to complete that again just make it so easy. So we prompt them all the way. Think about this. Have you checked that? You know, as they're creating, for example, a business strategy. These are the ways we guide them through to success. And then when they've done them, they can move on to the next card and see what information's available. And we work on through like that. So let me summarise what each of these choices would actually mean. How many people think they can do it without themselves? Do you think your clients can do it? Do you think they're absolutely fine? So we put this through an accountant that we're working with, top client. He was utterly shocked to find that client had 187 actions. Why was he shocked? Because he thought the client was doing really well, and the client was doing really well. But you cannot review a business in detail at the level of this, because this looks in all the different areas and how it interlinks between the areas of a business. As a business consultant, we know how many hours it took. And we also know how long it takes before people really get honest with you. And it's not usually when you're sat in front of them. It's normally when you stood making a cup of coffee with them and they say, you know, you told me to be honest. Can I now tell you what's really going on? And that is where we get to, because this is perceived anonymity. People are much more likely to engage with B.R.I.A.N because they do not have the shame of saying, oh, I have to admit this. Okay, so let's say either you decide or your clients decide it's not right for them. What happens? Well, essentially, no change. Nothing changes. How many times have you seen business owners talk about their dreams? 5 years later, they're still talking about them. Taken no action. This is an action program. Solo explorer. Well, this is about just getting started. So this is the group of people who just want to do an MOT on their business, identify the actions, know what to do, but they like to do things on their own. They like to spend the time researching and taking their time through it. They're starting to see where to go. And then you've got the guided trail.
So these are the people who really want to progress their business. They want to implement those changes. They don't just want to see an action list. They want to take action, but they don't know how. And they want support. And like all of us, we know small business owners cannot be the master of every trade. So we make things really easy for them. We take our collective years of knowledge as business consultants and we support them and do everything to just make it so easy for them. And what do they see? Well, they see productivity, they see financial success, they get more time back in their business, they're more efficient, and from everybody we've seen, it exceeds what they expected they could do for themselves. This product is an amazing product that helps turn real life business to identify what is actually going on and move people forward in a progressive, logical way to success. And yes, many of your clients are already being successful, but how much more successful could they be? That is the question. Thank you.
Okay, well, I hope you really enjoyed that video. Should anybody want the link to that video, we can provide a link to that video and to other videos that we have on our YouTube channel, which will give you access to various different resources and help videos. That's a quick demonstration of the system, and you can see from the demonstration alone just how powerful this can be. But for small businesses, anyone under £10 million turnover is a small business. Anybody can do this. So literally anybody can do this. So it doesn't matter whether they're turning over £10,000 or £10 million. They can go through this process and identify different areas. It even looks at areas that people might not have at this point, like premises or staff. But again, it looks at, do you want to start recruiting staff, or are you looking to potentially move into premises? Because then we can cover all of those areas off as well. We view this collaboration as a strategic partnership. We believe that working together can really help a great number of small and micro businesses in the UK. And you've got to remember that the vast majority of businesses in the UK are small or micro businesses. What we'd like to do is schedule a follow-up call for this so that we can potentially offer you some special offers if that's something that you would like. It's an opportunity to test the system in different ways and look at how they can really help your clients with their goals and their needs going forward. We'll provide the links in the follow-up after this. Thank you very much for attending. Is there any questions, or do you want to say anything, Alison?
I just welcome you all to book an appointment so that we can talk with you individually. And this is an amazing opportunity to collaborate, to help the small business owner, to help yourself, and to be ahead of accountants, because a lot of people are looking for more services from accountants. And it's really important that you can be one of the leaders who really show how much you care about your clients. And the better they do, the better you'll do. And it's a win for everybody. So I'd really encourage collaboration. And I just want to share one example. An accountant we're working with took one of his clients, asked him to do the system. He thought that business, was doing extremely well. When he reviewed the business, and it's a journey through each part of the business, he found to his shock that his client had 187 actions. Now, those actions are categorized into priority, so some are urgent, some are important, some are recommended, and a few are desirable. But imagine the shock when you thought that person was doing so well and didn't realise what was really going on in the business. Because business owners are brilliant at putting that face of success on. But what B.R.I.A.N does is let you get right into the business to really understand the workings of the business and how much time they can save. We give business owners on average back 1 day a week. Imagine that. Imagine what they could do with that extra day a week. Thank you.
Thank you, Alison. And like Alison says, you know, this gives back so much to the clients. I mean, one of the things that I've seen is small businesses tend to concentrate on customers and getting money because they think if they get more customers, they'll get more money. The problem is they can only do so many customers on their own or with their team. Whereas if they had the right systems and processes, the right skills and tools, which is what larger businesses concentrate on, they will find it easier to get customers because the systems will deliver the customers to them. It will retain the customers for them. It will reduce the costs for them. It will speed up their process. And that's exactly how the system works. It is an amazing tool that all small businesses should be using. Thank you very much. And if there's no more questions, have a pleasant rest of the day and goodbye.